doing? I'm having my morning cup of coffee here on my coffee with Gino cup. My Copico Blanca. Copico Blanca is a 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines. Coffee, cream, and sugar, powder form. You just put it in your cup, add hot water, and you're good to go. You got yourself a nice cup of coffee. Many varieties, brands of 3-in-1 coffee in the Philippines, but I prefer this Copico Blanca. Good morning, Charlie Latz, my good friend in Boston. My good friend in Boston. Hope you are doing well. Hey, JB, my good friend in Sydney, Australia. Oh, I met one of your mates. I met one of your mates yesterday. Really good guy, amazing guy. His name is Roy. Their YouTube channel is Rhea, RERHEA, that end symbol, and then Roy. So maybe you can even type RHEA and Roy on YouTube on the search, and you'll find their channel. Great guy. He brought his kids here to the Philippines from Australia. I think Brisbane. I think I saw a video. I just started watching their channel. They went to James and Karen's house, James and Karen's Adventures. That's why I learned about them. And yesterday afternoon, we all went fishing, and it was fun. It was like, I'm glad that they decided to go fishing. We took them to Laola's fish farm, and Max, their son, 6 years old, he caught his first fish ever. First fish ever, a tilapia. He caught a tilapia, good sized tilapia too. He was really proud of tilapia. And then Nelia, daughter's like 11, and Leanna was there. Leanna's 12, so they kind of hanged out a little bit, same, about the same age. So fun. It was great. It was sunset time until it got dark. By the time we quit fishing, and Rhea had caught fish, even Karen caught a fish, James caught a fish, James caught a milkfish, bangus. I had one film, he was using his rod and reel. I mean, James is really good at, like, I was watching him, man. He was like flinging that. I mean, you could tell James is a fisherman. I mean, he was throwing that like some like lure, like fake lure, and then he also used the bait that they provide there. The bait that provide there is like bread, frozen bread, but man, he was flinging it, man. I would say, a good 30-40 yards, man. It was like, I was impressed. I was impressed with James, man. He knows how to fish. Man, I don't know how to do that, man. That rod and reel, I don't know how to do that. So I was like really impressed. Really had a great time. They caught a total of 1 kilo. They all caught 1 kilo of tilapia. So I'm sure they probably cooked that tilapia last night. Because there's nothing better, I think, than a freshly caught tilapia, and then you fry it or you cook it any other way you want to cook it, because it's like it's fresh. The minute you freeze fish, I think it loses for me anyway. Once you freeze fish, it doesn't has the same texture, the same taste. I like it when it's like freshly caught. You clean it and then you cook it, and that's like the best fish. Weather, as far as the weather here, I always start with the weather. Of course, I don't want to forget about the weather. No weather like in the Philippine area of responsibility. No storms, no tropical depression, no typhoon, nothing like that, which is amazing to me because today is my birthday. August 1st is my birthday. So it's like my birthdays here in the Philippines has always been rainy. I remember even growing up, there would be typhoons. There would be floods in Manila, where I grew up, in Quezon City during my birthday. So I'm just amazed. Like here in Aklan province, we have been getting nothing but sunshine the past week. I would say past week. we hit that one time where there was a week of like two typhoons early on in July, but the end of July and now, man, it's like hot. It's like summer hot here. It feels like summer. Like yesterday, I went to the LTO, the Land Transportation, and man, I had my hat, a sunscreen. I was ducking underneath the tricycle, but I was still sweating, man. It was just hot yesterday. I would say around 10 a.m., 9:30, 10 a.m. It was in the 90s. It had to be in the 90s. You just can feel the heat yesterday. But today I looked at the Pag-asa website, where the whole country, pretty much for the whole country, it's just the Habagat. Habagat season is when the monsoon season is Habagat, and that brings rain throughout the Philippines. Like for Ilocos, Batanes, Abra, Benguet, occasional rain. For Metro Manila and the rest of Cagayan Valley, Rizal, cloudy skies with scattered rains. And then the rest of the country just partly cloudy. But I do not see a cloud outside. The sun is like bright this morning. It is like super, super bright. Bright and sunny today. And today is my birthday. I turned 59. I usually, don't really celebrate big on my birthday, but I do like, Dazzle and I, we've always kind of had a tradition. We always like have a nice dinner for my birthday, and today we plan on doing that. We'll have a nice dinner, just Dazzle, Liana, Mom, and I. We're gonna go to my favorite restaurant. I have a favorite restaurant in Calibo. It's called La Nang Restaurant. It's a Chinese restaurant. And the reason that it's my favorite Chinese restaurant is it reminds me of like the Chinese buffet. Like when you eat Chinese buffet in America, when I was in Tucson, Arizona, you know how they have the fried rice, just like loads of fried rice, and they cook the fried rice here the same as I remember in Tucson, Arizona. And then of course they'll have egg roll. They'll have I usually Dazzle always orders the beef and broccoli. I always order the char siu pork, kind of like small pork ribs. I love that. Char siu pork. I can eat a plate of that, and then just the whole vibe. It's like dim sum. They also have dim sum. They come in like a bamboo container, steamed dim sum, and you'll have shomai, I can't eat the shrimp anymore. I used to like it. It's like a shrimp shomai, but there's others that I can get that are dim sum. But that's going to be our plan. Leanna's got school today, so after we pick her up for school, we're going to go like an early dinner to Lanang, my favorite Chinese restaurant, for my birthday. But I do plan, my friends in the U.S., they're like my best friend in Hawaii. He said next year he wants to come out for my 60th birthday next year. So next year probably will be the first birthday party that I will throw in. Like, I can't even remember the last time I had a birthday party. But for 60, I figure, I told my best friend in Hawaii, I told him, yeah, okay, I'll throw a party, a 60th birthday party. Probably the same location where Dazzle had a birthday party, and then do karaoke, so invite friends of mine like in the US, maybe they'll make it, and then my friends here in the Philippines. So make and Dazzle's family, of course, and then my YouTube family now, like James and Karen, Roy and Rhea, Mike and Kat, the Filipino, the Texas Filipino, Frank and Phil. Just invite all the expats, all the expat vloggers here in Panay Island. So I'll make that next year when I turn 60. That's a big number, 60. It feels like it's another milestone for me. But this year, just a quiet dinner with Dazzle, Leanna, and Mom. Oh, and then yesterday I filmed that. I filmed Bumblebee. You saw my adventure getting my license plate. And now, Bumblebee is official. I have the license plate. This is the metal license plate. This is not plastic or paper or whatever they used to release. Now, this is the plate that I've been waiting for 9 years. I paid for this plate back in 2016 because it's on my receipt for my registration back in 2016 when I bought the motorbike that I already paid for the metal plate. So I'm good. I'm good now. At least I was happy they didn't charge me anything. Basically, it's just waiting and getting the plate yesterday. But as you could, I did a quick live stream there at the LTO, and then I did the video, and you could tell how it's difficult. It's like I can imagine like me, I'm PWD, person with disability, so I do get to jump the line. It's like if I wave at the security guard, show my ID, they will cut me in line. But I could imagine just being in the line, because. For one thing, there is no line. It's like, somebody had even asked me that, can you pay somebody to stand in line for you? And I was like, well, I guess you can pay someone to try to get it done for you, but there is no line. It's not like a line when I was in the US, like if you're going to a concert, if you're lining up for concert tickets or you're lining up for sports events, you usually get your camping chair, it's like, and sometimes, or even Black Friday, you can stand outside Best Buy. You can just put your chair and sit there, and everybody kind of follows the line. You know how there's one line, it could go half a kilometer or whatever, but it's okay. It could be 200, 300 in line, but people follow the line. Well, here it doesn't work like that here in the Philippines. It's like, as you could see, right? It's like they have these double doors and the security guard comes out the double doors and everybody just swarms at the door. There's no line. It's like, it'll start out maybe 8 people, then everybody just kind of squishes in and it grows, to 50, 60 people, 100 people sometimes, but there's no single file line. There's no rope snake where you know exactly where you stand in line. It's like, and then everybody's gonna go excuse me, trying to get into the front of the line. It's just, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is here. I've seen it many times, so I'm used to it. It doesn't bother me, but I know for people that see that for the first time, it could be like, what the heck is going on? It's like, they don't have any organization or anything, but it is what it is. It's what makes the Philippines, it's more fun in the Philippines. Edgar, good morning, Edgar. Good morning. Hey, Mark. All right, my good friend Mark, White Mark. We call him White Mark because his brother-in-law is Brown Mark. There's 2 Marks in the family, so we call Mark White Mark. Good morning, Mark. JB, yeah, Roy. Oh, Roy's a great guy. I met him. I got to talk to him. He's a he's a good guy. I'm sure I'll get to hang out with him more. I'm sure if he comes back to Panay Island, if Dazzle and I, when we go to Bacolod, and we do go to Bacolod, it's like that is it's easy for us to go to Bacolod. I've even taken our car on the ferry from Iloilo to Bacolod, so that easy for us. I like that actually. I wouldn't mind doing that again because when you land in Bacolod, it's a 4-hour ferry with your vehicle to Bacolod, and then from Bacolod you can just drive. There's a lot of driving you can do in Negros Island all the way to Dumaguete City, past Dumaguete City to Zamboanguita. There's a lot of places where you can drive, and you got Mount Canlaon. I've driven to the top of Mount Canlaon. I've driven our tiny car. It's made it up the mountain there to Mount Canlaon. Then there's areas we've been to Campuestuhan, Highlands Resort. We've been to Mambucal Hot Springs, but there's a lot of areas still that we haven't seen in Negros Island, so I wouldn't mind doing that. And then, of course, visit Rhea and Roy when we're in the area. Good people. They're good people. I like them. I like them a lot. Good morning, Mr. Weatherman, Vegas Will. All right, we're friends on Facebook now, Vegas Will. Cool. That's so awesome. And now we can communicate better offline, man. And now you can see my pictures on Facebook. I can see your pictures on Facebook. That's so cool. Big as well. Yeah, I saw the fishing video from Roy. All right, you saw the fishing video. Oh yeah, because they were live streaming it. Yes, yes. Well, Dazzle, we took them to Dazzle's fishing hole. It's like it's almost that area. That's where Dazzle and Mom. That's where they caught like almost 5 kilos of tilapia, good sized tilapia too. So, and I mean, Karen. I think Karen caught the biggest tilapia yesterday. I think it was at least half a kilo for the tilapia that Karen caught. And she caught it on the rod and reel. It was just like, it was almost kind of like a panic because when she caught it, it's like, oh no, it's a big fish. And then, trying to reel it in because I'm sure she's not used to like reeling in it. She's used to like bamboo style, like Filipino style. So everybody was like, oh, get the fish, get the fish. Don't let the fish get away. But she got it in shore. So it was nicely caught fish. It was like so much fun. Like we were all like laughing and celebrating with that what Karen caught. Did James caught Coke Zero? To Coke Zero, Coke Zero. No, it's like I think they do have Coke Zero because I know Liana, she bought the Coke Sakto. The Coke Sakto is like a tiny bottle. It's like this bottle, but maybe like half. It's like a tiny bottle of Coca-Cola here. It's called Coke Sakto. But I do think they got Coke Zero there. But I was just impressed with James, man, because like he's doing the rod and reel. He was switching lures and he was like flinging it there. And one time, he on the one point, James was like reeling. You could tell he hooked something like big. It's like because how his like all of a sudden his rod just like suddenly bent hard. I was like, dang, that's a big one, James. And he tried to pull it, but he got away. So I was like, man, but he was using an artificial lure when he was like reeling it in. So we were like, oh man, that was too bad he couldn't catch that big fish. LOL, biggest Bill. LOL. Liam, good morning, Liam in Asia. Hey, there's James and Karen. Hey, James, good morning, man. I'm just impressed, James. Like, man, you're like the master of like the rod and reel. Just fling it. I mean, you're like one flick, and it's like zing. It's like going like 30, 40 yards, man. So cool to watch. Mark, wait, all right, thank you, Mark. Real blessed. I really feel blessed. It's like 59. Everybody knows I went through cancer treatments, and I just have a better appreciation for everything. Especially birthday. It's like looking back. 2 years ago, 2023 February, I got diagnosed with cancer. So just looking back, after that, everything's like for me. I'm just grateful for everything. I just feel blessed that, almost like a second chance in life. And then now I just appreciate everything. It's like even waking up, watching the sunrise, just whatever Dazzle, Ian, and Mom and I, whatever we do, it's like for me, it's like a bonus now. I just feel like it's like a second chance in life. Happy birthday. Thank you, JB. Thank you. All right, James and Karen. The heat is okay, but the humidity is bad. It make it worse. Yeah, that's the thing. Like right now, I have a fan going here. I got the ceiling fan. I got the desk fan. Because if I don't have a fan, I would be sweating in our living room here. It's because of the humidity. Thank you, JP. How did the new deadline to have plates affect how fast they issued it? 9 years. Well, everybody's in a panic, Bon, because the LTO, I don't know if it's national. I'm pretty sure it's just local. It's like, because a lot of the LTO, the Land Transportation Office here, from province to province, from operate differently. It's like they're independent. They don't function like a national land transportation office, but they set a deadline. It's like August 16. It says if you do not have the metal plate, no travel policy. So I know and over here in our province, man, they have so many checkpoints here. Like they're called like land transportation office checkpoints. They'll just put a wooden barrier and they'll have cops, they'll have police with guns, and they stop every vehicle. It's funny actually when you see those checkpoints, about 50 yards before the checkpoint, all the motorcycles are hanging. They're like, it grows, man. It's like, because they realize, ooh, checkpoint stop. Everybody on the motorbike stops, and the line of motorbikes just goes a mile sometimes, just keeps growing because they can't pass the checkpoint. Because if you go through the checkpoint, they'll check you. They'll check your driver's motorcycle license, driver's license, your insurance, your ORCR, your registration. Now the plate, now that they have the requirement for the plate. And if you flunk any of that, they can confiscate your motorbike. That's why yesterday when I was at the LTO, I kind of filmed it real quick, like on the live stream I did at the LTO. There's like a motorcycle graveyard there. I would say at least 60 motorcycles. Some of them are pretty nice. I remember there was a motorcycle there. I actually thought about getting it one time instead of the Yamaha. It's called the Scoopy. It looks like one of those Italian scooters. They came out I think about 2014, 2015. But man, there's like a graveyard of motorbikes. And you know what? Those motorbikes, they were the ones that the LTO caught at one of the checkpoints. Because there's a lot of penalties if you get caught with expired, or if your motorcycle's not registered for each month that it's not registered. If it's a year not registered, big penalties that you have to pay here for the motorbike penalty. So that's why. But now it's in effect. I even looked at Facebook. Yes, because Dazzle told me she saw it on Facebook. They said that it's August 16. No official metal plate, no travel policy. So I'm sure that will clear the streets a little bit. That will be less motorbikes here in Aklan, because there's no way they can issue thousands of plates that quick. And I noticed they kind of tricked the people, because I noticed on my ORCR, the ORCR is like your deed, like your main title. It looks like this. I will show you what it looks like. It looks like this right here. It's like this is like the official title on the motorcycle here. And when I first got my ORCR, when I bought it in 2016, there's a plate number that they put right there. Plate number, a section there, plate number. And I had a plate number there, but I never received the plate. Like I said, I've been waiting 9 years for the plate, and I never received it. So yesterday, what they did on this plate right here, what they did is they put white out on it. They white it out. You could tell the white out, and they wrote on my ORCR this plate number. So they didn't actually produce my original plate number that I was issued the plate number. They just white it out with this number of this new plate, and now this is my official title now. With the whiteout. It's kind of like I said, oh, that's because I was wondering when I was waiting. Okay, I was thinking, are they gonna print my plate right here? Because I'm thinking there's a lot of people, and then would be a lot of plates that they would print, and it can't be fast to print one of this. So I'm kind of curious, or if they had printed it, how are they in a box, alphabetical, numerical? How would they find my plate? So that's what they did. They just white out on your title on your motorbike, and then handwrite the plate number. Pretty fun. It's like pretty interesting how they did that. But I guess it's smart because there's so many that they have to like. So now that's what they would do. If you bring your original, you got to bring your original and copies of your motorcycle title. They'll take the copy. They'll use the copy to like punch on the computer, do other things. But the original now, I can tell, they have to white it out and put the plate number that they would hand you. That's why it's taken so long, because somebody's got to white it out, somebody's got to write it, somebody's got to match it. And then somebody had asked, what if you send somebody there? Well, the problem is, whoever's on the title is the signature. The signature on the title has to match like release of the plate. So I'm the only one that can sign for the plate, so that's the other factor, that's the other factor that, yeah, Vaughn, the 9 years unacceptable. That's just how it is, with here in the Philippines, unfortunately. And it's the same with the driver's license. Many people here, when they get their driver's license, official driver's license, like even a conversion from your US license to Philippine license, a lot of times you'll just get a piece of paper. And then because the plastic, the official driver's license, I guess it takes them long to print it, or they're out of plastic, or I don't know, like my driver's license, I got this green thing, plastic, and then that's my driver's license. But the card, the actual plastic card, I know many people that's never gotten it. Brian, my friend Brian and Gloria, they moved here from Texas. They still have a piece of paper that's their driver's license for 2 years now. They've never gotten their plastic, because, and then when you go to the LTO, to bring your paper, it's hit or miss, because there's days when they can print the plastic card, and then there's days that they can't. Like if you show up there, here's my paper, I want to see if I can get a plastic card now, official license. It's like, oh, sorry ma'am, we can't, sorry sir, we can't print it because the computer's offline, or the printer's not working, or we are out of the cards, so it's always something. And you can't check, there's no website. Like, you would think there would be like a LTO website where you can check where cards available today, come get your card. Nothing like that. The only way for you to find out is to go to the LTO. And then when you go to the LTO, just to find out, just to ask somebody, you got to stand in line. You can't just like walk in there. You saw the line outside the building before they even open. There's like a massive amount of people already. That's why, any dealing with the LTO, most people here, when you talk to most Filipinos, doesn't matter. Most people, it's like it's like getting a tooth pulled from the dentist. It's like painful. It's like painful to go to the land transportation office here. Gino, sorry, hey Daniel, thank you, Daniel, thank you so much, my good friend from Jacksonville, Florida. Many blessings. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, my brother. It's your birthday. May you have. Thank you, Vaughn, my brother. Appreciate it. I feel blessed, man. I feel blessed. After going through what I did with my cancer treatments, and then life itself, it's like people always ask me, it's like, how come you're always smiling? You seem like you're always happy. My life wasn't always like this. It's like, I know when I was in the military, life in the military is tough. I don't think you can smile much. 20 years in the military, I don't remember smiling much in the military. A lot of pressure, stressful work, obligations, like, we have military duty and then off duty. It was just, military is just tough. 20 years active duty in the military was tough. Not many days where there would be a smile in your face, and then after that, just my life in the U.S. was just like harder. That's harder is what I would say. My life for me really began when I retired here in the Philippines. When I came here in 2011, that's when I really start enjoying my life, because I felt like I finally owned my life. Nobody was like in charge of my life anymore. I didn't have to be anywhere anymore. I can just not do anything if I wanted to. And that's when I felt like my life started. And then my life, for the past 14 years here in the Philippines has just gotten better and better. That's why when people ask me, aren't you going back to the US, or how come you haven't been back to the US? For me, it's like my memories of the US was just work and stress and, the hustle and bustle. I'll always be grateful for America. It's like, it's allowed me to have this life here in the Philippines. I'm able to retire here, spend the rest of my life here, the rest of my days, just collecting a check. It's like living a retired life. I feel blessed. Can't ask for anything better. But the only desire, I would want to go to the US again, maybe to take Dazzle someday so she can see it. Maybe on a vacation, like I've talked before. Take her on a van. Take her on a van life. Maybe 3-4 months of van life. Across the United States. That way she can see it. But my home is here. Dazzle's home is here. My family is here in the Philippines. So this is my home. Charlie Lads, happy birthday, Gino. Hope you have a great. Yes, I know I'm gonna have a great day. It's gonna be a great day today for sure. How was the wait for your life? Stay cool, man. I went through some water, man. I was there from like 7:30. I didn't get out of there till 10:30, so 3 hours. I went through like 2 bottled waters, and I was on my third by the time I got in my car. And I couldn't even wait in the car. It would have been nice if I could wait in the car, have my AC on, at least cool inside my car. But I can't, because like I had to sit there by that tricycle. Lucky enough, Kuya was nice enough to let me just sit inside his tricycle so I can hear when my name was called. And sure enough, they called my name. They called my name around 10. I was there at 7:30. They called my name around 10 a.m. And you got to really listen, because some lady was just shouting your name. There's no bullhorn. There's no speaker. They just tell you, Gino. And if you miss it, they'll just, oh, he's not here. They'll just put your name on. He's not paying attention. They'll just put your name, your paperwork on a different stack. Ooh, okay. All right, what did I press here? Oh, all right, it says here, oh no, Karen catching the biggest fish. I bet Dazzle is looking for, no, it's like, Dazzle already caught, like, she was there because, like, Dazzle was already there. She already caught her fish, before they even got there, because they got there, I think, about 4:30, and Dazzle was fishing already by 3. Happy to see the girls catching bigger fish. Soon they will need a bigger boat. We're gonna need a bigger boat. They do have. Oh, I filmed it yesterday. It'll be a future video. But one of the bigger ponds that they have there, one of the bigger ponds, good sized pond. I would say that pond is at least 60 yards, 70 yards, large pond. They drained it. They drained the pond, so I was able to film it. It's called. I forget the Filipino name when they call it that. They drain it and they catch all the fish using a net. There was like 4 or 5 guys there. They were like catching all the fish. I mean, these guys were like bare-handing the fish, like milkfish, tilapia. They even have prawns, like prawns bigger, longer than the size of my hand, like a freshwater prawn, the big giant shrimp. They got crab, and these guys were like, since they emptied it, it's all muddy in there. They're like walking on mud, and they're just grabbing fish, flinging it, throwing it in the basket. I mean, they caught several baskets of fish. I guess they did it because I asked the owner, how often do you drain this pond? They said they've never done it. It was the first time ever. So I got to film it, got to see how it's done. It was amazing for me, and they said. They normally don't drain the ponds, but they had to drain this pond because there was this giant milkfish. This milkfish, it's the largest milkfish I've ever seen. At least I would say this thing is like at least 2 feet long. Biggest milkfish. I guess it was eating all the smaller fish. You know, it was like they call it like a predator fish. So they had to drain it because they noticed there was a predator fish inside that one pond. They separate the ponds. So the areas where Dazzle and them were fishing is tilapia area. We didn't fish by the milkfish area, but you know, there's one milkfish that James caught. So maybe it's mixing in, or somehow the milkfish made its way to that pond. I mean, the ponds are just separated by like clay or like soil banks. So maybe the fish jump. I don't know, but that area where they're fishing is mostly tilapia in that area, and big tilapia too. It's not like small tilapia. It's just hard to catch the big tilapia. James was saying maybe because they're used to the bait that they're using. You know, they're smart. You know, the bigger tilapia are smart already. They're not biting. That's why he was trying to catch them on the artificial lure. It makes sense to me because, like, you know, Dazzle was even saying that when she's trying to catch the bigger tilapia, they'll just nibble. They'll nibble on her bait, but they're not biting on the bait. You know, that's why she can't hook him. Hope I can get some telescopic cane poles, 3-4 meters. The ones that James was using, pretty good, and it's telescopic. The one he was using, and man, like I said, Daniel, he was flinging it like way out there when he like flings it and it's reeling it in. So it's like the artificial lure. You can see it's moving with the bopper, but he was flinging it far out there, man. He was going for the big tilapia. James was going for the big tilapia. Happy birthday, my friend. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that. Did not realize we were at July birthday. I'm going to go and get my discount. All right. Since I turned 55. All right. Happy birthday, my Mark. Here, I don't think the only place that I know that I've heard like a birthday meal here is Vikings. The Vikings buffet in Iloilo. That's a big place for birthday. Like you get a big discount if you eat there on your birthday. But you know, a lot of the places here, they don't really offer any birthday meal. They have Denny's here, Mark, but the Denny's here are in the big cities. You know, I know they have a Denny's in Manila, but not in the province. You know, we live in the province. The only time I'll get to eat the Denny's breakfast is like if I go to Manila, like by the airport in Manila. Howdy, all my fellow Gino Genghis and friends. All right, Daniel. Oh, my ate Eloisa. Oh, thank you, Chris and ate. Thank you so much. The Advencula, they're just like the nicest people. They treat Dazzle and I so well. They visited here. They have a house here in Calibo. They're just the kindest people. We love them. We love their family. We love going to the complex they have there in Calibo. Thank you so much, Ate Eloisa. You be there a year waiting on the original plate. Much better getting a different plate number. I know, right? That's why they're smart actually to do that, Edgar. Because like I was thinking when I was lying there, how is this gonna go? Because there's so many people, and I have my plate number already. That what happens is like the plate number that they issued to me in 2016. It's just a number, and what's been happening is like you print it on a piece of paper and you kind of like laminated it. It's a piece of paper with my plate number on it, and you put it on your motorbike. So I've had a laminated piece of paper now for like 9 years, waiting on my plate. So in my mind, when I was going there, they're gonna give me a plate with that same number. But then, you know, it made sense to me that they just like white out the number on your a title, because I guess they can do that because they're the land transport. I saw they whited out and they put their initial there, so I guess that makes it okay to do that. Because I thought you can't do that on titles. I thought anything title, you can't be just whiting out, replacing information there. But they're the LTO, so I'll trust them. They know what they're doing. But it made sense for them to white out your title, put the plate number that they will give you. That made, to me, that made sense. But it shouldn't be a problem now, now that they're implementing it. Like Daniel was like mentioned on the comment, he's like, I wish they could get the plate because he's planning to buy a motorbike. But now that since they have a plate, I mean, they must have boxes and boxes of these plates now. So now if you buy a new motorbike, there shouldn't be a problem that to get the plate, because that was the whole issue. There was a whole issue with like the people producing the plate, the, I guess, contract, whoever was producing the plate. There was that was the big holdup for all these years. Soul Flames too. All right. Guns. All right. Cool. So I know it's still you. Let me mark that. That way, Soul Flame Studio. That way I know. I always kind of like because I don't want to like get people like the wrong name or anything like that. So and then it keeps in my head who I'm talking to. Getting your tags look like a Black Friday. It looks like it felt like it, man. It felt like it, Daniel. I've been to Black Friday sales at Best Buy and Target, when I was in the U.S., man. So I remember, it's like even before the doors open, everybody's like eager, like, and then when the doors open, everybody's like, like get in there. What size shirt do you wear? I wore a medium US, United States size medium, Mark. Thank you, Mark. No fighting like at Black Friday. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't see that. That's one thing about Filipinos, man. Like even in the line, even like everybody's all squished in there. Everything, it's chaos. Everybody's like asking questions. It's like you won't have like confrontation. Filipinos are just not that. Filipinos like in a setting like that, Filipinos don't get confrontational. And if you notice, Filipinos are just patient. I guess because Filipinos have been subjected to that all their lives, falling in line, everything taking so long. Filipinos are just used to that. It's nothing new to Filipinos. So even this, the chaos, the organized chaos going on right now with the issuance of a license plate, that is nothing new to Filipinos. That is nothing. It's like, it's nothing for them to wait all day from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., be at the LTO waiting to process something, standing in line in the heat, umbrella, fanning themselves. Filipinos just endure, Filipinos endure that stuff because, you got no choice. It's not like, what choice do you got? It's like, I thought Dazzle was in charge of, she is, Dazzle's in charge of my life, JP. I just go by what Dazzle likes to do, fishing. She wants to go fishing, it's like, still recall HQ duty, where after your normal work, you're sent to HQ to do. Yeah, that's the thing, right? That it's the same thing. Same thing in the Air Force. You would do your normal duty, and then when you're done with your normal duty, you have like extra duty. It's like, but that's why I know it doesn't matter what military Air Force, Navy, Army, Marines, Coast Guard. It doesn't matter. We work a lot of hours. And we don't get paid overtime for any of the hours. When you're in the military, you get one paycheck. Doesn't matter if you work 24 hours straight or 40 hours, 48 hours straight, or they can, there's no clock in or no clock out. The job is not done until it's done. The mission is done. So you know that, Daniel. Lucita, my good friend from Maine. Happy super duper birthday. Oh, thank you, Lucita. Thank you, Lucita. I feel blessed, Lucita. 59. I feel blessed today. Just happy that I'm still here. Happy that I still get to enjoy life. Thank you, Lucita. I will have a wonderful and blessed day today, for sure. Said hi for Teco up. All right. Edgar, you should earn a combat tag if you live through the Black, that's funny. A Black Friday sale. Sounds like too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Issue with tags. No telling what the issue with the tags, but I know the LTO, the employees they're under pressure too, because it's like it's not easy to be a government worker too, because they are approached, people are angry, people are not happy with service. It's like, it's hard. Government employees, that's a hard job to have too here, especially like something like that, the land transportation office. I want to come out in September, all right, for a month, but I heard it's typhoon season. Is that true? Typhoon season really is a long period here in the Philippines. A typhoon in the Philippines can hit anytime starting from June to December. It's not like you got a typhoon that whole month, those whole 6-7 months. It's not like that. It's just that it can hit anytime. So like right now here in our Aklan province, we'd have 1 week of like pure sunshine. It's like summer weather for the past week. But that can change next week. A typhoon might enter the Philippine area of responsibility next week, and then we'll get rain for 3-4 days. You really can't predict like the weather. It's like I don't think anybody can predict the weather, and it's not the same weather for the entire Philippines. Don't think that the Philippines would have you got several groups of island: Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. So it depends where you're going. Like, I know when they were having all those rains, flooding in Manila, it was sunny here in our province. So it's not like the whole country is raining. It's the same thing in the US, when you're in the US. It could be raining in Florida, but in Nevada, it's like 120 degrees. It's like that's just this, it's the same thing. So you can't say, it depends where you're going in the Philippines. If you're going to the Philippines, like northern Luzon, like Cagayan area, Ilocos Norte, that place rains all the time. It's like Baguio City right now. I heard, like, reading an article on Baguio City, they're actually having landslides. They're having roads falling off the mountain, needing repair because they've been getting so much rain up in Baguio City. Just the last month, they've been getting a lot of rain. So it depends where you're going. Info interest, it's like depends where you're going in the Philippines. You can Google, you can research the area and see what kind of weather they're having. So you're saying that Filipinos have a PhD and hurry up and wait. I just know, Daniel, that Filipinos have the PhD on patience. What they have to endure here with like things like lining up and things like that. It just amazes me because I have seen people here to process their driver's license, to go to get their driver's license. A lot of these people, they don't live in Calibo. Some of them live in Boracay. Some of them live in Buruanga. They have to get up early to get on a bus. The bus takes an hour and a half, 2 hours to get to Calibo. They get to Calibo when the LTO opens at 8. They spend the whole day at the LTO trying to get medical clearance, get the driving test, or whatever they got to do. Spend the whole day, and by 4 o'clock they're like haven't gotten their license. They have to go back to Buruanga because they don't have the money to stay at a hotel in Calibo, and then the next day do it again. take 2 days sometimes 3 days to get a driver's license, because again, they can't print anything when the computers are offline, which is often here, unfortunately. The computer system, you always see it here in the province, like offline, like on the window, on the LTO window, it says offline. That means their computers are offline. In the banks, you'll see offline. ATMs, you'll see offline. Blue sign that says offline. When I'm driving, when I'm going to the ATM, I'm like looking, 50-50 chance that it's offline. I'm on the road, I'm like, offline today, so I keep going, So, but Filipinos are used to that. Filipinos, that's just the way it is here. It's like, that's why a lot of expats, they struggle here. A lot of expats struggle with that because they're not used to that. When you're in the US, you're used to everything efficient. You're used to everything working, websites working. I don't have to go to the office and find out if they're open, what their hours are. I can go online and check, these are their office hours. There's a number you can call. You can set an appointment online. That just stuff doesn't exist here. A lot of times, if you need a transaction with the office, a government office here, you have to go to that government office, stand in line just to ask a question. Nobody online, nobody website, nothing that you can type in there, help, I need this. Who do I, nothing like that. Filipinos here, man, like I said, you have to line up just to ask a question, so they endure, it's like Filipinos just got a lot of patience. Happy birthday, Bruce. Thank you, Bruce Jones. Thank you, Bruce Jones. Edgar, it's like in Manila, they just deal with the floods, and some even try to make a good time. Some of the villages take every. Thank you, Edgar. I'm glad you mentioned that, because the pictures that you see, the videos that you see about floods in Manila, like España, those areas where people are kids playing in the waist deep water, knee high deep water, making their own bangka, all that. I was doing that in the 70s. I was one of those kids, man. In the 70s, I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, and I'm playing out in the rain. I'm playing out in the flood, because that's what you do, that's what, so it's nothing new, it's like people, I'm watching the news and I'm reading Facebook, people, of course, there's always people complaining, when will the Philippines, get better and stuff. There's just areas that flood like that, it's been like that since the 1970s, so it's been 50 years. So I don't see it changing, because if anything, it's getting worse, because in the 70s, we didn't have all these buildings in Manila. We didn't have all this in Quezon City, no cement structures, There was more areas to drain the water, more, now it's just you got this metropolis, Metro Manila, with over 20 million people in a small area. So when it rains, that water just rises quick, so. But like you said, Edgar, people just make the most. I mean, it's funny. You'll see people drinking Red Horse. They got they're on a table in a chair. They got their feet up like this, and there's water, and they're drinking Red Horse, passing out pulutan, and just. Like I said, they just take everything in stride. They know how to have fun. They don't take life too serious. Please, folks. All right. Hey, Frank and Phil. All right. It amazes me that they let a select few to skip the line right in front of them and don't say a word. It's mind-boggling. For me, Frank, I'm able to skip the line because I'm PWD. I have a PWD ID. So all I do is when I go to the government agencies, I always go to the security guard and I always show my ID to the security guard, and the security guard always escorts me inside, or they always have a seat for me where I can sit down. So it makes it's made my life easier for sure. Because I have to keep away from big crowds, my immune system is still compromised. If I catch a cold, it's it's horrible for me because I can't recover from it. the normal recovery for cold, and then it could like escalate to something bigger with my medical condition. So it's like, I'm always careful. I'm still wearing mask when I'm outside. I'm still wearing mask when I'm around people. Struggle. That's a polite way of it's funny. Struggle. Yeah, thank you, Frank. I think Gino got to jump the line a little bit. Yes, I did. I did. There's no way I could have done that transaction in 3 hours. No way. Because even the first, the double doors where I filmed it, the building, the air-conditioned building that everybody was outside to get in there, where all the windows are, window 1, window 2, cashier, window 4, picture taking, window 7. They weren't even letting people in there. I don't ask, I don't ask, but like I did, all I did was like, I kind of made my way to like the security guard. I was waving to the security guard, and she was nice, and she came over, can I help you, sir? And I was showing her my ID, and she walked me in. She asked me what I needed, and I told her I was just needing to get a plate. The first procedure to get the plate was I have my ORCR, the title. I had my title. So the first step I had to do was make a copy of this, make a copy of my title, and the copy. Those people standing outside on the first building, the air-conditioned building, they have to go to window 4. Just for window 4, the person behind window 4 to get the paperwork and find it in their system. So the person on window 4 did that for me, and then she wrote down my plate number, and she signed it, and she said there that I needed a 7-digit plate. But when I looked, I got like a 6-digit plate, but I wasn't gonna question. Yeah, it's a 6-digit and letter, but I wasn't gonna question. But so they have to check, that the copy. I was holding my original. They had the copy, and then they had to check it, and then I'm out the door with that on that first building, and then I had to take it to the other section where there was like a massive. You saw that massive amount of people outside. They were the ones where they would take my paperwork, the copy with the initials of that window 4 and my original. They stapled it together. But just to turn that in, you had that madhouse of people there to get it turned in. But lucky enough, there was an employee there, a nice lady. Again, I saw she had her uniform, LTO uniform, and I just like approached her, ma'am, it's like, I'm PWD, can you assist me? And she took my paper. So she like skipped the line, skipped all those people. She took my paper inside the building where they were releasing the plates. So I'm happy that they at least do that, because if not, I would have been there all day, all afternoon for sure. Mighty Midge, what's something you wish someone told you in your 20s? What in my 20s? Probably not even if I knew now, what I knew now for my 20s. Probably invest in more stocks. I would probably bought more Apple, more Amazon when they were cheap, when I was in my 20s. I would have been able to retire sooner. I would have retired sooner. Or maybe even crypto. Buy Bitcoin when it was like cents, when Bitcoin wasn't worth anything. Right? At NBI, I get to go to the front every time. Oh, nice, Frank. Why? Because I think I have to wait 2 weeks for the result. Wait 2 weeks for the results. I've never had to go in I'm fortunate, I guess. I've never had to had any dealings with the NBI or immigration, because I'm dual citizen, Frank. I got when I first got to the Philippines, I wasn't dual citizen. I was just doing the balikbayan visa, and then I decided to get dual citizenship in 2012, and makes my life a lot easier here. I don't have to deal with I'm basically a citizen of the Philippines, citizen of the United States. HD, thank you HD, thank you. Hope I don't get more gray hair. You shouldn't, Daniel, because like I said, Daniel, because now they have the plates. then the ORCR, that's kind of like the title if when you get your motorbike, and I'll help you with that. When you come here, like JP too, it's like when it's time for you guys to buy your motorbike, I'll take you to the dealership, and I'll at least be able to talk in Filipino to them, get all the important details, as far as like when can we expect the title, where can we expect the plate. And then a lot of times you just gotta follow up with them. You can here in the Philippines. I notice with the dealerships here, you don't want to like, I will contact you, sir, when it's available, or when we get your title, when we get your plate. A lot of times, when they tell you that, what I would do is like every week I would be on them. It's like I would stop by there every week, just pester them. That way they want to get rid of you. They want to get your stuff together. That's what I would do. If I bought a motorbike now and they told me, you'll have your, probably in a week, they say, you'll probably get your deed or registration in a week. In a week, I'll be there, and I'll be like, "You told me last week." I'll be on them until I wouldn't be the one say, "Yeah, just message me when it's ready," because they'll never message you. They'll take forever because they're dealing with a lot of people. It's like they're trying to, I think, accommodate the people that puts pressure on them. That's one thing I noticed anyway. Mark from Colorado. Hello, brother. Hello, brother. Hello. You got here. What a lucky man. What a lucky man. That's very cool. All right, Frank. Did you get VA rating yet? No, I got denied. I did the PACT Act. I filed, for my cancer. Denied. So I'm over that, man. It's like I'm over with the VA. I'm content. We're living well on my military pension alone, and then in 3 years, I'm 59 today, so in 3 years I'll get my Social Security. So we're good, man. It's like I know I know many people get a disability from the Veterans Administration. I just wasn't that lucky. In Manila, a huge issue with the flooding is all the Yes, that's one of the issues. Some of the issues, of course, the drainage wasn't engineered properly. I think it's like that, and then a lot of the unfortunately, there's just so many people in Manila. It's illegal to dump trash in the drainage and the sewer, but people do. It's like that's hard to police. That's hard to police because you got millions and millions of people in Manila. Does not have a prior service-related issues. It's hard to get injured sitting on a chair. Yes, correct. That's the thing. It's like I was in the chair force, man. I was in the Air Force sitting behind a desk in a computer. I was never injured in the military. I could understand like Army, Marines, you guys were out in the field, your back hurt. Man, me, it's like I had a cushy job in the Air Force. We always, that's why a lot of people, they call us chair force because we were spoiled. I think out of all the branches in the military, we are the spoiled ones. We always work in air-conditioned buildings or heated buildings. I worked at hospitals for 20 years, so I'm always in an office. I've never, and even when I deployed on a tent, our tents were air-conditioned, our tents were heated. I know. That's why a lot of other military services hate us, because they treated us well in the Air Force. Not my fault, it's the service I joined, so not my fault that they treated us well. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Lawrence. I'll do that. Okay, looks like, all right.